Macken, you are so welcome to Flop Culture. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm so excited.
Good. Yeah, I'm very excited to get into our fave girly. I think at one point on social media this week you said better than Beyonce, so we will be getting into that. Who have you chosen?
It was great for the algorithm though, because sure, everyone was like, don't even dare compare her to Beyonce. I was like, please.
Were you trolling a bit? Were you
I
trolling
was
a bit, or do you
trolling.
mean it?
I was trolling, but I am not even being funny. I genuinely would prefer to go to Cheryl than Beyonce. I would.
Have you ever seen her live?
Cheryl?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen Beyonce.
She played here twice on a tour for the album where she did Call My Name. I need to find someone who went to that tour because I really love
wish I went. I don't know where I was that I didn't go, but also I was probably about 10.
Probably. Cheryl in the Three Arena, like.
Yeah. Oh, in the Three Arena?
I'd say it was.
Yeah, well, sure, where else would she be really?
Because she was so
The
big.
Aviva.
Don't do that to poor Cheryl, for fuck's sake. What's your earliest memory of her? Like, were you an X Factor girly? Were you a Girls Aloud girly?
Yeah,
or were you just solo Cheryl, this is my bag?
No, like, I'm not trying to be like I'm a child, but I feel like I knew like of Cheryl, and then I was like, oh, she was in the girl band to get me.
Which
I know that's so criminal.
Cian, I usually don't invite people who are younger than me onto this podcast, so just understand this.
No, but then when I like looked into like that, I remember I used to have this like, not like a, now that's what you call music, but like some sort of DVD that had like loads of random music videos on it. And I remember then like, what was that song called again? Love Machine was on it. And then I was like, that's your one. But also like, I feel like I should have knew that already, but whatever. I was like 10, you guys.
Yeah, that's fair. You're very, very young.
Which I was big on the X Factor now.
Okay, so you would have been watching when she was a Were you watching or was it just a case of, because obviously at this point she is like the Taylor Swift of the UK, and I actually don't say
of
that.
the world.
Yeah, of the world. Like, she might as well have been, because she's on the X Factor. She's like blowing up on the X Factor because she's like a nice girl. She's way nicer than all the rest of them. She's like this nice...
Stunning. The blow dry.
Oh, the blow dry. This thing. She's like kind of a bit of a fashionista. It's so funny. Her Wikipedia page is like, Cheryl Cole is considered a bit of a fashionista. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this sentence. You know what I mean? Like, but genuinely is like considered...
She was the it girl.
A bit of a style icon. It girl. The original it girl.
Yeah.
So... was it a thing of, was it the it girl thing that drew you to her, or was it the tunes?
No, I was just loving a bit of Cheryl, and then all the fucking tunes, they're just generic pop songs. Like, that's like my favourite music, and I don't care.
That's a vibe.
Like, I just love like slight difference in the verse, same like repetitive chorus. Grant, do you know? And not a lot of meaning. It
was at the time when that kind of music...
I'm actually worried she's going to watch this eventually and then she'll see me Disney music. I love it.
No, she is.
Do you know?
She is. You've chosen her for Flop Culture, like the clues in the name. It was at a time in music where that kind of was peak as well. Like, it was pop, but no, I will say that first album and the first couple of singles, it's so like... because obviously she'd split from Ashley Cole at the time, and everyone was like, oh my God, Cheryl, because the media and society love a woman that has been cheated on initially. They are obsessed. So it was like, oh my God, yes, Cheryl, talk to us through the music, fight for this love. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think at that point they were maybe reconciling whatever, and then obviously they split up again, obviously. But people loved that. People ate it up.
Yeah, like it's wild when you think about how much like she was like followed by like the media and stuff, and whereas now we're just like, do you know, like if you actually deep it, I know it's like obviously not that deep, but I'm always just like it's so random how someone can just be so like watched and then just not like, do you know?
Because, so like, obviously she was in Girls Aloud, and I think, she was kind of the breakout star in terms of celebrity, because obviously she's with Ashley Cole, she becomes a wag, she gets the X Factor thing.
She's like basically one of the original wags as well.
Yeah.
I know Victoria Beckham as well, but you know.
But this was like, and this was the time of like media scrutiny. They're at whatever World Cup that is. I think she was with Victoria Beckham.
Did you not see the pictures of the two of them? They're both like...
the huge glasses, clapping, like the tank tops.
Yeah.
Oh, what a time. So she's kind of the breakout star in that regards, but I don't know how people would have felt about her pursuing music. And then she like did pursue music, and she did so well. I think people forget that, like...
I don't know, I'm not even being funny though, like I don't know how she, out of all them girls, became... Well, obviously it's her personality as well that obviously got her far, but like, do you know, like, how did she get the lucky fucking ticket out of it?
But I think it was...
Sorry, am I allowed to swear? No,
yes,
I didn't mean
absolutely.
to. Okay.
It was definitely a thing of timing when you consider it.
Yeah.
And all those factors, again, like she's in a very high profile relationship. She gets the X Factor. I think Simon Cowell kind of saw himself as a mentor for her, and really, we talked about this on the Talisa episode where like Simon Cowell
bring her back as well.
Yeah, bring her. Oh, trust me, listen to that episode because we talked about it. He really wanted to be seen as like making these women, I feel, and like he really wanted to be seen as like. And to be fair, I think he was kind of key to Cheryl's success in the sense that like he took the chance on her being on the judging
downfall
panel.
as well.
Slash her downfall as well, which we like with the US X Factor, I should say. But like to go back to the music, she was the first British female solo artist to have 5 number 1 singles in the UK, and she held that record until Jess Glynn overtook her in 2018. If anyone's not watching the video on YouTube, Kane's face had just turned to an absolute look of horror.
But also, why does everyone hate Jess Glynn again? Because I can't remember.
But that was a public image thing as well, because she's a bit rude in public and would like not turn up to gigs because she was hungover.
I can't name 5 of her songs. That is so real though. That she went to go to gigs because she's hungover. She's like, not today.
You're like, I kind of relate to her.
Yeah.
Like
me cancelling my makeup appointments. I'm sorry, I'm sick.
Fight for This Love went to number 1 in the UK and Ireland. Her second single, 3 words, Will I Am, a bop or
banger.
Flop? Banger. I was with my other friend Kane recently and he said, is it too late for Cheryl to retroactively get a Grammy for that song? And I said, yeah, but she should. It's just very kind of like unexpected, kind of weird. I remember the video where it's like the two of them and then there's like statues dancing. Slay.
But also, the two of them, I obviously like they like made like tunes together and stuff, but I'm not mad on him.
Okay, well, this is the thing.
And when they're
like,
together, I'd be like, nah.
Will I Am is kind of considered a bit of a villain in pop music, that anytime he jumps on a verse for something, he makes a song worse.
Yeah.
Rihanna Photograph. There's so many other examples. And also him with Britney and like him putting out music that I'm not even sure she's aware of.
Yes.
Mind Your Business. Does Britney know about Mind Your Business? I don't think so. I will say, I think he's a good collaborator for her. Do you not think?
No, I think that they were good together and like they did like work well together and stuff, but something about him gives me the fear. I'm like, she needs to do better.
Suspicious.
But also, it's over now, so. Well, she could come back.
Oh, do you actually think so?
No.
Okay.
But obviously, I wish to God she would.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't want to go and see Girls Loud. Like, I don't want...
You're going to anger all of the old gay men that listen to this podcast, let me tell you right now.
But like, I just want Cheryl, do you know?
Okay.
One of my friends as well was like, sure, she'll be performing her own songs as well as that. I was like, obviously not.
No, but okay.
Nadine isn't going to be doing...
Put that friend on blast right now,
literally.
Because that's absolutely not happening. It's not.
Like, hardly.
I was talking about it with, again, my friend Kane, where I was like, I would love if it was like, there was a mega mix in the middle where they all kind of did a bit of their own thing. So like, Cheryl did Parachute and then it goes into Nicola Roberts' Be My Drum, but it's not going to happen. Sorry to that friend who thinks that. Like, she had all this success. She goes on, Messy Little Raindrops is 2010 album. I'm obsessed with this album.
Me too. I had that album as well and 3 words as well. Like that, my mum was like, there you are. And I'm like, thanks so much.
Number 1 in the UK, Promise This, obviously number 1, bilingual banger, Weta.
I think that's my favourite Cheryl song.
And I remember again, this was like, I think the video leaked or something, and was this still Bebo time? I'm not sure. It was definitely Facebook time anyway. And people setting the leaked video as their flashbox. And like, I remember on YouTube it had loads of bad reviews. Or like it was had loads of thumbs down. I don't know if it was like the singing or the video or whatever. Slay though, sorry. Let's be real. Let's actually be real about this now.
The performance that girl did on the X Factor, that song, it's too real. It's so good.
It's so... Because that was the thing as well.
Just look at this. And they're like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, if you had taste, you'd care.
So good. So good. That now, the rest of the singles, I think there's one other single off that album, The Flood. Banger. Kind of contemporary, but you're not into that. You're
I'm not mad on it. But Promise This is so good. So like, do you know?
Banger. Only went to number 18. We UK.
Promise This was number 1 though, wasn't it?
Promise This was number 1, yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. But a good album, got mixed reviews. I had some other kind of notes on some of the songs from that. Hummingbirds, It's Giving Dawn chorus, because she's naming every single bird on the entire planet. She's like, you flew away and you were chasing the sparrow. I was like, babe, I love it, but also Derek Mooney. Amnesia on this album is one of the best songs of all time. And if one of the... I'm actually not being hyperbolic. If one of the other pop girlies had Amnesia, it is because it is this like guitar kind of thing in the background and it's this absolute Oh, banger of a chorus about being like, you're with someone and that you're pillow talking and you're with, and he's talking about like all the things you could be together, and then the next day he's like ignoring her, basically ghosting.
Hate when that happens.
We love a relatable queen though, sharing that with us.
She's like, it happens me to you guys.
It happens to me too, you guys. I think this is the real album about the Ashley Cole breakup. There's also a song on this written by Khalees. It's called Waiting, and it samples 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
Oh my God.
Also kind of a banger.
I don't remember that song.
It's very, very good. I would recommend going back. But okay, again, so she's still like peaking. She's still, because this is, I think we also have to underline how successful X Factor was. Like this was, for people who don't remember X Factor or didn't watch it at the time, like it was.
But even if you didn't watch it, you'd still know
because
what was going on. It was so pushed.
It was so intrinsic to the culture. Even at this point, I think we were kind of seeing a turnaround in how successful the contestants were. But like people watched. It was, if you performed as part of the live performances, like you were nearly guaranteed to go number one. Like you had Rihanna doing it, loads of other people. At one point, again towards the end, you had people. She does one of her last performances on X Factor, and that song doesn't go number one. We'll talk about it.
It was nearly like to launch the single as well, nearly like, you know.
Or like launch a single, launch an album, launch campaign.
Sure, even with Little Mix as well, they made them, like the song wasn't even released with Shout Out to Max, and then they like performed it on X Factor, and then they were like, grand, you can buy that there now. Yeah.
So this was like...
You'll have to have me on for a Little Mix episode though.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. We were talking about this the other day to go on a completely different tangent. Could you ever see them, all of them getting back together, including Jessie?
Maybe when they're like older, maybe. Yeah.
I would say...
But hopefully not. They bought her out.
Did they?
Yeah, they bought it like 3 or 4 million, I think. Sure, even at the last, this is such a side note, but even at their last concert, like all the edits and stuff on the stage or whatever, everything was gone.
Okay. Because I was saying to my friend, I was like, I do actually think they could, if they threw them all in a room, loads of therapy, I think they
loads
could.
Loads of money.
Loads of money, more importantly. Oh, okay, but now
I wouldn't want that though.
Okay, so you just want the 3 of them?
Yeah.
But they were really good together, I think, with the vocals, no?
Yeah. Cheryl is better though.
Cheryl Quinn. Do you remember where you were when she dropped Call My Name, the Calvin Harris collab?
Yeah, like I was literally like, I think I was like 13 or 14, and I remember I had it as my ringtone on my phone as well.
Fair. Oh, what a song. Like,
I didn't know it was a Calvin Harris song until recently.
He's not noted on it, like, but he's a producer. I'd be 90% sure I'm going to check. Yeah, because
I seen a TikTok of it, and he said that he did it all, and then they were begging him to give the song to Cheryl.
Produced by Calvin Harris, written by Calvin Harris, yeah.
Yeah, they were begging him to give it to Cheryl, and he was like, grand, if you can get me Florence the Machine, I think, to do a song with him.
Okay, and then
so that was like the deal.
Sweet Nothing. Gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Do you think that's fair trade though?
A fair trade. Well, yeah, when you consider the success that he's had with that Florence song, and they did Sweet Nothing, and he did the remix of Say My Name.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think her peak was Call My Name.
Call My Name. Because I remember when that video dropped as well, and she's wearing like the pattern leggings and she's dancing, and she's that god awful. It's so of the time, but again, peak style. It was like that tropical print blazer.
Yeah, rotten. Like her style at that time. I was watching like old clips and I was like, mare.
It was rotten.
Who was dressed there? She looked like an owl on holidays. Literally. And not in a sexy way.
But it was so, I remember even to speak to how influential she was, like the outfits were rotten, but I remember then it was like,
but sure, you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
But everyone was like, steal Cheryl's style, here's 4 other ugly pan print blazers that you can wear. I was like, I remember I bought baggy, like me now,
like Genie pants,
baggy, like shiny kind of hip hop pattern pants.
Did you have them? You had the Frankie hair.
Was I wearing them in Cork City, Cian? No, I wasn't.
Did you get the Frankie from Santa's hairstyle?
Yeah, of course I did.
You're too impressionable.
I was so impressionable. Maybe it's my issue. Maybe it's actually not how influential Cheryl is. But
you just wanted to be an it girl like Cheryl.
I did.
You can't blame yourself.
Truly, I did. Call My Name was from an album called A Million Lights, and this was 2012. So this was 2 years after Messy Little Raindrops as well. So I will say, like, 3 Words comes out 2009, and again, we're talking peak. She's very quick to get out the next one, which I think was correct. That was Messy Little Raindrops. A Million Lights is 2012 with Call My Name as the lead single, right? And Call My Name, it does really well. Smash hit, brilliant. But this is the first album where you can see things kind of starting to turn for her because it only goes to number 2, Mare. And it's her first not to sell over 100,000 copies in the first week. So you're kind of starting to see the tide turn here. Why do you think that is when Call My Name was such a smash hit?
I feel like, but that, in saying that, like, sure, everything else in the album is a bit like...
Yeah, A Million Lights, not a great album,
No.
I will say. Now, Under the Sun, second single.
Yeah.
Banger.
Oh no, I like that song.
Sure, you tell me everything. And another great music video. And she's like styled to the nines. She's wearing like a pencil skirt. She's her hair done up in a beehive and she's like straddling a car bonnet.
Yeah.
Well, I think about that video and that song, I'd say once a month.
Really?
Maybe
is that
a bit
your
more
Roman
often.
Empire, do you think?
Is it my Roman Empire? No, but I do think about it very frequently.
What is your Roman Empire?
What is my Roman Empire? It's probably just pop culture
Why
in
isn't it
general.
Cheryl?
It probably is Cheryl to a degree, like.
Yeah.
And it's probably... the reason why I wanted to do this and why I wanted to ask you, because I know you're posting about her a lot, and again, it's another theory that my friend has, is it's that it's like ageism in music and misogyny in music, and especially with the UK industry, I feel like female artists get to a certain age or they do a certain amount of music and then it's like, okay, bye, we don't want you anymore, you can't be successful.
Like, whereas with men, it's like they're so sexy.
Yeah,
like,
do you know what I mean? Whereas like, I feel like Harry Styles will be into the 30s now and will still be like, wow, and he'll still be getting all the attention. My friend is going to do a full episode on it, so I don't want to spoil who else he's kind of chosen from the UK scene. But you know, like, I feel like it's going to happen to Dua Lipa. I'm kind of scared for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, true, actually. Love her, though. She's copying Cheryl, though, with the red hair.
But
Cheryl was the original red hair girl. She had it
was
before
Rihanna
Rihanna.
not the original redhead girl?
Cheryl had it first.
Did Cheryl have it for the L'Oreal ads? She
Probably.
did, didn't she? Remember she had that I was like, and I remember she had like a pink dress in the ads as well. And she was such an it girl, even as I'm saying all this out loud. She was such an it girl.
But I used to work in a salon actually, and I was on reception one day, and a woman rang and was like, oh yeah, I want to book in for a Cheryl Cole blow dry. But this was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, yeah, go on one sec. I had to put her on pause because I thought I was going to die. I literally was laughing so much. And then I was like, I was saying to the girls, and then the girls like, yeah, but her blow dries were slaying, to be fair. And I was like,
her blow dries were like, there are
full head of stenos.
Full head of stenos, yeah. But just like absolutely no acknowledgement. But she's like, I grew these all from weak, limp, lifeless. You know what I mean? They're all from my own head. But I think it was the L'Oreal spawn as well. I think that kind of buoyed it as well.
Yeah.
And she was in that for a year. I didn't actually realise how long she had the L'Oreal contract for. Yeah, so the L'Oreal contract kicked off from 2009. Again, this is peak Cheryl, started the solo career, everything else. She only finished up with them in 2018. But everyone can reference those ads, you know what I mean? And like, I remember it was that L'Oreal, this is not L'Oreal spawn, but like, if they want to spawn, babe, the wallet's open. Holla. The range that she came out with was kind of iconic. And I remember everyone buying it because her hair looked so good. And now it's like, oh yeah, extensions. It was that white, it was like a white and red bottle. So good.
Really?
Her Elnet ads, the hairspray, and she had the beehive again. Oh, love her.
Do you remember the lashes? That's actually one thing I do remember about Girls Loud, like the lashes.
Did she have the most popular lashes? Because we did talk about this on Bandwagons, the Girls Loud episode.
Probably.
About who had the best-selling lashes. And I'm wondering, was it because the lashes were good or was it just Cheryl?
I'd actually love to know. I'm going to assume it was Cheryl, obviously.
Yeah. But even when you think back to as well, when she started American X Factor and that image of her, which American X Factor was a bit of a flop and I think might have been kind of the start of her demise. And I think that also
the start of her demise.
Yeah. But everyone remembers that picture again of her in the longest purple trousers known to man, and she's wearing like that turquoise ruffle top. There's something orange as well. I think the belt's orange. It was like, and she has this huge volume at the root here, and it's kind of curling at the end. That image broke the internet, I think. I remember that being and I still remember it being like, was that also the downfall of her in America? Was it Americans not getting her and her style? I don't know.
I think definitely her getting fired, allegedly, or whatever happened with the X Factor in America definitely was started but sure, imagine if she took off in America, she'd still be on the trot, even if she wasn't singing.
Yeah, that is. When I listen to Messy Little Raindrops, I'm like, there's a parallel universe where Cheryl has had crossover success and is as big as Ariana Grande. And I actually don't say that hyperbolically, but
Kim, literally, I've been in such a Cheryl TikTok hole, and there was like a tweet of Kim K being like, I'm obsessed with Cheryl Cole.
Adele is obsessed with her. Adele ended up covering, I think it was Promise This for her live lounge. Adele has like actively spoken about how like she was delighted when she met Cheryl because she was the most famous person she's ever met and stuff. Hang on, I need to get the quote. Yeah, Adele is filmed revealing she was starstruck after meeting favourite person ever, Cheryl Cole, and end up star Daffy in newly resurfaced BBC Live Lounge footage from 2011. Like, she was obsessed with Cheryl.
But also, like, why do we still call her Cheryl Cole?
Because, see, this was the thing. She did try and drop.
She's always going to be Cheryl Cole, really.
She technically did drop it. She went by Cheryl for the music. Cheryl. She is Cheryl. But then it was kind of awkward because she married that restaurant fella, Fernandez-Versini.
For about 3 months.
Yeah.
He was good looking, though.
He was good looking, yeah.
Obviously he's going to be good looking.
Okay,
Cheryl.
This is the thing, right? To go back to the point of like misogyny and the kind of view of her publicly. So like, she's with Ashley. Ashley obviously cheats on her. So again, everyone's like, oh, poor wounded baby bird Cheryl, and she just wants to be in love and she just wants to have a family, whatever. And I think she spoke about it on that Piers Morgan interview she did. You know, that life stories thing that he does? It's most watched life stories ever. And also, obviously, she was like, she got malaria at the time during X Factor, and that was like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
She nearly died.
She dies. Literally, yeah, like, no, it was actually very serious.
She got like the worst form of malaria.
Yeah. But everyone's kind of looking at her being like, oh, Cheryl, we love Cheryl, girl next door. We love her. We just want the best for her, whatever. And then it's like, she has all this massive success, makes loads of money between the fashion, the SponCon, the music. And then it's kind of like, oh, but she can't get a husband. Oh, whatever. Why can't she get a husband? Whatever. You see the kind of tide start to turn. Then she starts going out with your man. They break up and it gets a bit like, okay, why can't you keep a man? Why won't you stay married to someone? You know what I mean? And then also she's just like, she's getting older. And I do think, yeah, we should talk about the X Factor USA because she was signed up to do it, to launch essentially X Factor in the US. She does it for 3 weeks, leaves. Simon Cowell is like that she left because she was offered the UK season again for the 8th season. She actually doesn't end up doing it. That's the season that Talisa starts. But he's like, she was more comfortable in the UK, blah, 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 whatever. She ends up suing the American producers of the X Factor for 2.3 million. She ends up getting 1.8 million for the 2011 season, and then gets additional damages for the second season because obviously it didn't come to be. And won a settlement for an undisclosed amount between her and the producers, Blue Orbit. But I think then it was at that point, it was like, oh, there was a real, I don't know, just this real thing of like, we build them up and then we tear them down. Because I don't know if you're, okay, so we talked about A Million Lights. There was another album after that, which is actually pretty good that I didn't really listen to, Only Human. That's the song with Crazy Stupid Love, the Tiny Temper collab, and I Don't Care. I actually hate those two songs. Do you like them? I hate them. I think it sounds like AI music.
Wait, what was the other song? It's
Crazy Stupid as Love's. Na, na, na,
yeah, no, I know that song, but what did you call the other one? My Brain is Fried. Oh yeah. No, I hate I Don't Care.
I hate it. Gives me
But I think I like Crazy Stupid Love. But I hate I Don't Care so much.
Yeah,
and
I hate it.
Hate.
And the two of them went to number one.
Let me do it. Hate.
But that's what I'm about to talk about. Okay, so that Only Human album, I actually do think is good. There's a couple of good, Hold My Breath on that album is a collab, and it's very good. A lot of the album tracks are actually better. I think she's really comfortable because she's in like an R&B zone more than a dance zone, which I think what she was trying to do on A Million Lights, which doesn't really work. Love Made Me Do It, right? Love Made Me Do It is like her comeback single for 2018. And in the come up for this, she's telling The Guardian, or like she's hinting in The Guardian that if the new material underperforms, she's going to retire. It's like her first song that's, I don't want to say only streaming, but I think it was predominantly streaming. So she was kind of saying she didn't really know how it was going to perform because it was the first song it released in the streaming era for her. There's intense media scrutiny. She's performing on X Factor. There's a lot of discussion around like her face and how she looks, which is like really...
She did look very different though, to be fair.
She looked very different, but again, if Harry Styles came out with a load of filler, would we be having the same conversation? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I keep using Harry Styles as an example, but anyway. She performs in an X Factor, and I remember the performance was critiqued a lot because it was very sexy. Very like, and people were like, this is a family show, God forbid, whatever. Anyway, stupid argument, whatever. Love Maybe Do It peaks at number 19 in the UK. Like, that's not good, girls. No. To not get top 10. Mare. Number 32 in Ireland. The Irish people we weren't coming out in...
I just hate it. It's not the song you come back with.
But why don't you like it?
She's not singing really. And then when she's singing, it's just like, mare. No, I'm not into it. And like, sometimes then you're like, I love her so much, obviously, but like... how the fuck did she go so far?
Yeah.
How did she get so far? She's not a good singer. She never once sang live. And when she did, it was a mare for everyone involved.
She used to always, there's a quote, I'm going to paraphrase, but like there's a quote of her, I think it was Fight for This Love, and it was performance on the X Factor, I think, or else it was Promise This. It doesn't matter, where there was some review of it being like that she was lip syncing, whatever. And she was like, oh, I take that as a compliment, because if you think my live vocals are as good as lip syncing, like, well, brilliant. And it was like, no, babe. Are we fibbing a bit now?
She
Do you know
never sang live.
No, I will say she's always acknowledged that she's not like, she was like, I know I can't sing like Mariah, but I bring a lot of emotion to the music, which...
I feel like they were just like, right, she's stunning. She's on television every week. She can dance. Grant, let's go. There, get her a Calvin Harris song quick.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. And it worked, like. She had a follow-up single, I don't know if you know it, to Love Maybe Do It, called Let You.
Love that song.
Actually a great song.
I love that song. Kind of like, it's like obviously it's the same kind of buzz as Love Maybe Do It, though it's just very like, do you know, like she's not singing really.
Yeah.
But like, Grant.
It's Nicola Roberts co-wrote that.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So there you go. And that peaked at number 57. Oh, not great. But
I wonder, are they raging at her though?
Cheryl.
I'd love to know like their true thoughts.
Because this was the thing, I think at this point she'd been dropped from whatever label she was on, and this was supposed to come out on like a smaller label. She'd been working with Naughty Boy, I heard. Like she'd said, there is a 5th album somewhere. It's just like I don't know if we'll ever see it, is the thing. But she had said at the time that the 5th album was like pretty much done. And then I think between Love Maybe Do It kind of flopping and then the next song flopping, they were like, right, bye-bye, sorry, it's over, it's done. Yeah, mare. When asked in 2023 about her future music plans, Cheryl replied, the industry's completely changed and I don't know if I'd fit in. Which like I kind of agree with, and I kind of admire that she recognises that. I don't know. Real. Could you see her, we've kind of touched on this, but is there any part of you that's like, yeah, she could come back? No.
I don't think she'd be able to come back to obviously how like no one would be able to come back and be like boom, centre of attention again, like you know, in comparison to all the new people that there is.
But why do you think?
But also, I think her being on telly every week, yeah, her being on telly every week as well. I think the market's too saturated first of all, and like I feel like she's like been there, done that kind of buzz / like I feel like everything that she had going on like was really helping like get her like really popular. Like sure, if she's on telly every week, she's stunning grand. Sure, everyone's gonna eat that up. Whereas now, like, do you know, and I think that's why she flopped. She does have that same exposure, and it is a very crowded market. Yeah, I think that's why she flopped when she came back. Yeah, we're gonna take a very quick break. We'll be right back after this. I want to read you some things that were written about her at the time in terms of her public image, because we kind of talked about her being an it girl. I can't believe the things some people wrote that they got away with. But there was a writer in the Telegraph called her. Like, again, this is more positive leaning and to just kind of illustrate how famous she was. The Telegraph's Bryony Gordon dubbed her a Princess Diana for the X Factor generation. Which, like, as insane as it is, it's kind of true, isn't it? Like, that's real. Bananas. In 2010, The Guardian Simon Hattenson wrote about the public perception of her. One day she might be the stoic saint coping with marital adversity, or the Mother Teresa of the X Factor, smiling beatifically. That's a hard word to say. As her kids perform for her. The next, she might be the hard-nosed bitch who lip-syncs her way through a live, in quotes, TV performance, while her X Factor wannabes have to do it for real, and who is happy to advertise L'Oreal shampoo while wearing hair extensions. Scalped, like. Red. Roasted. Alison Vincent of the Telegraph remarked that Cheryl's career has been pockmarked by tales of demanding behaviour and superciliary attitude. Gordon, however, described her as being self-critical and very polite about everything. Because, like, she was coming out of... We should acknowledge that she was previously charged with assault as well during her Girls Aloud days. So I think also X Factor worked as kind of an image rehab thing to be like, she's so nice. And was that a really big thing at the time? Yeah. Again, you're too young. You probably weren't born. No, but I'm not even being funny. I'm genuinely wondering. Yeah. But it was just like, I really do think it's a thing of what people wanting to build people up and then being like, okay, bye, enough success. And also just that there's this cyclical thing. I think she got to a certain age where, I don't know how old she was in 2018, probably not fucking that old, but to be seen to be doing the quote unquote sexy performances, there was an underlying misogyny thing of like, you can't be doing this because you are a certain age. You see it leveled at pop stars all the time, like Madonna and everyone else. Like, it was just... Yeah. In an ideal world, I know we've said she probably can't come back, but let's say she has it. She's allowed to have a comeback and it's going to be really successful. What would you like to see her do? Or is there anyone you'd like to see her collaborate with? Oh, you're saying come back as in like come back and actually make new material?
New material. And yeah, I suppose, is there, like maybe in tandem, is there a TV show that you could see her doing like really well or coming back to doing presenting or anything? Because she was so successful on X Factor. Like she won twice. She won with Alexandra Burke and she won with Joe McElderry. Now, Joe McElderry, less said about him. Well, sorry, Alexandra Burke, banger first album, which we will definitely talk about on Flop Culture at some point. But, you know, she was very good at it, like when she was doing it.
See, I'm like pure realistic. Like I would just want her to come back and have like like not a reunion, obviously, it would just be her, but just do like a little tour. Do you know?
Reunion, but just with her.
Like give us the hits. Do you know?
I'd go see her in the Olympia now, 100%. If she did,
the Olympia,
like, yeah,
that girl wouldn't be in the Olympia.
Okay, but where else is she going to do?
The Aviva. St. Anne's.
Her last gig was the O2, by the way.
Okay, so pre-3 Arena, yeah. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
St. Anne's, girl.
So she did. She did 2 gigs here. I think she did one in Belfast. Like it's. To imagine her now playing the 3 Arena, and I don't mean this in a mean way. I really don't. I love to shed, but like insane. Insane.
But like, if Girls Aloud can have a reunion, how come Cheryl can't? Like, do you know what I mean?
Again, this comes back to the fact that you're a fetus, and I don't think you understand how successful Girls Aloud were, and the fact that they've been away for so long.
But they've the same amount of people, monthly listeners as Cheryl.
Do they?
Yeah, ish.
I'm right. We're fact checking live right now on air. Cheryl, 1.1 million listeners. Okay. Girls Aloud.
They're like 1.4. I think Cheryl has more because it's me.
Because it's you, yeah. 1.4. You're dead right. That is very close. That is very bloody close. And so we should also say, like, she was the only one who really had a very successful solo career. You know what I mean? Nicola tried, God love her. Nadine tried, God love her.
Just see Nadine be singing at like Be Perfect events and all in the north. Like Annie's stage, she's like, yeah.
She's like, get me there.
Yeah.
Get me there.
She's dead right though.
I love it though. I love Nadine. I love a humble queen. Kimberly did a bit of presenting. I know Sarah, late Sarah, R.I.P. Like she kind of went more into acting and stuff, whatever. But Cheryl will always have that she was like the most successful in terms of music. Like you look at the numbers, it's insane. You cannot dispute the numbers in terms of how well she did commercially. 4 studio albums. The albums include 10 singles, 5 of which went to number 1. Like, bonkers.
Who else would have been like a main pop girl in the UK at the time?
I'm trying
to think. I can't remember.
I don't really think so.
I was going to be like, she mustn't have, but I love Cheryl. I'm just trying to be real.
UK 2009 number 1 singles.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga was kind of just starting to peak. You had like Bad Romance. Poker Face, obviously. Miley Cyrus, The Climb. In terms of the UK, though, not really. In for the Kill, LaRue.
But then again, like, who even is there now? Like, Dua Lipa, but she's from the UK, but she's not really like, do you know what I mean? Like, Cheryl was like based in the UK. Like, you know how some people don't make it to America?
Yeah.
Like, Cheryl didn't really make it to America.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a parallel universe where I think she does have a Dua Lipa-esque career where she had a future nostalgia and like crossed over. And I'd want to live in that
I wonder why,
universe.
though, that she was never like... Because if she was so pushed in the UK, I don't know why they wouldn't have brought her over there.
Again, I think if X Factor USA had happened and worked, she would have. But I think it was an issue that... I don't know, were there issues in like screen tests or something, or like with the live, you know, when X Factor used to do the live auditions, that people couldn't understand her because she's so Geordie. I don't know. And then I think
the American X Factor was shit anyway. Like, it was
American X Factor are flopping itself, you know what I mean? But I think it's so telling of... I'm not sure what her relationship is like with Simon Cowell now, but it's very funny to see when Cheryl wasn't translating over in the US that it was just like allegedly dropped like a hot snot, where it was like, oh yeah, no, this isn't working. We need to get you the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I don't know what could have been.
No, I think they still are friends. I seen when she was on the Graham Norton that she was like, oh, it was his birthday last week. She was like, he's 56.
And she went back and I think did Judges' Houses for because she went back and did X Factor again around the time she was launching A Million Lights, I think. Or no, sorry, Only Human. And had another stint at it again.
Did she?
Yeah. Again, these were flop X Factor series, so it was like, that's why it went nowhere, you know what I mean?
But sure, she was on that dance show as well with your man from Glee.
The Greatest Dancer, Matthew Morrison, Cursed, oh my God. And that only ran for 2 seasons.
But sure, I'm not being funny. Like, who is watching a dancing TV show, really? Do you know, like,
don't alienate
only people
the
that are
dancers.
into.
You've offended so many people on this podcast already. You've offended all the old gays of this, and you've offended all the people who like
But like
dancing.
people that are like dancers and like people that are into that, like grand, but like it's not niche, but like it is niche.
Well, I will say,
But you're so cis, like.
True. But I will say that there were already we were probably at peak reality TV at that point. You have Strictly already. Like, this is also, bear in mind, I feel like people were kind of over talent shows. Like, this is 2019, 2020. I just don't think people cared anymore. And also, yes, tuning in for Cheryl, whatever, can dance. Matthew Morrison, who cares about that curly-haired man? Respectfully.
So scary.
She came back to judge series 11 and 12 in 2014 and 2015. But like, nobody's watching that. You know what I mean? Who was in those series? Could you name one person? No, you couldn't.
I feel like I didn't watch the X Factor after Little Mix one.
Fair.
I was like, I've seen enough.
You were done. You were like, we've peaked here.
They're my girls.
Oh, Shez, what a gal. We've covered a lot, but in summary, Cian, why do you think our Cheza flopped ultimately?
I'm blaming the X Factor. I'm blaming Simon, really. Not even the X Factor.
Yeah.
I think if she was still on it, even grand, even if it was a flop, people were still going to watch it anyway, like, you know, to a certain degree. And she would have got more exposure over there. And also, like, or if she just didn't do that and stayed on the UK one, I don't think she would have flopped as hard. I think it would have been like a
gradual flop
boom.
As opposed to a off the cliff. Yeah.
She was doing that thing, the show, what was it called? On West End. Like random.
222 A Ghost Story. Yeah, that was very random. I'd love to know what she was like in that. If you saw her in that, can you please get in touch? It's helloflopculture@gmail.com. Genuinely, I'm so curious. Because I remember that casting, everyone was like, what the fuck? But I don't remember hearing anything terrible about it.
No.
So there you go. Maybe acting's in her future.
Maybe she'd be on Corrie. I'd love if she was on like Corrie or EastEnders or something. That'd be so good.
I don't think she'd do it though, is the thing. I kind of think when you look at the success and you look at the money she has, I feel like she's like,
I feel like she's just chilling.
Yeah, she's just chilling.
Yeah, fair.
She's going to do the Girls Aloud bits.
I just want to do her glam.
There you go. Cheryl, if you're listening, I know we were kind of slating you, but Cian's a real good makeup artist.
Well, we were slating you out of love though.
Yeah.
Do you know?
We're the hardest on you because we believe in you the most, Chaz. Yeah. Cian's really good at makeup, Cheryl, if you're listening. He did it for the Flop Culture Live show. It's brilliant. A pleasure. You come back and do Little Mix and we can talk about it.
We have to do Little Mix.
Where can people find you if they want to?
On Instagram.
And what's your name on Instagram?
Or Rialto.
Stop doxing yourself, for God's sake.
But my lease is up in May, girls. So
okay, so it doesn't matter. So any gaffes either?
For real. Let us know.
Perfect. Cian Macken, thank you so much for joining me on
It's been so real.
Woo!